Hey y'all, welcome to the weekend edition of the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, where we tackle all those mindset issues, fears, and obstacles that are holding you back from achieving your online dream. Every week, I go live 2 or 3 times in the Flipped Lifestyle Facebook group and share tips, strategies, and tactics for overcoming all the things that are holding our members back. Today's podcast is a recording of one of my recent Facebook Lives. Did you know you could join the Flipped Lifestyle Facebook group absolutely for free and attend all of my live mindset trainings? Not only do you get to listen in, but you can ask questions on the trainings and you can connect with hundreds of other family-focused entrepreneurs from around the world. All you have to do is go to flippedlifestyle.com/FL group. That's FLIPPED lifestyle.com/FL group, and we'll get you added into the Facebook community today. You can also open your Facebook app and type in Flipped Lifestyle in the search bar, and you'll find the group that way as well. I can't wait to connect with you inside the Flipped Lifestyle Facebook group. I know you're going to love it, and I know you're going to love today's show. So without further ado, let's get on to today's podcast. Welcome to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, where life always comes before work. We're your hosts, Shane and Jocelyn Sams. We're a real family that figured out how to make our entire living online. And now we help other families do the same. Are you ready to flip your life? All right, let's get started. We're excited to help you guys on today's workshop. We're going to be talking about finding and vetting your business idea. You know, everybody's got an idea. I bet everybody in here has an idea in their back pocket. They've got something, floating around up there and they think they know what they're going to go do online. But we're going to help you vet that idea and make it better. Super excited to have everybody here on this free Flipped Lifestyle workshop. We're going to be talking all about finding your idea, using your God-given talents and experiences to find an idea for an online business and then get that out there so that you can make money online. There's nothing magic to finding your idea. There's nothing, it's not sorcery that some people have ideas and some people don't. All of your ideas come from your talents and your life experience, and you can take those and put them online and make money online just like we have. It's going to be a great workshop today. I'm actually going to go through and do a little presentation, give you some of our backstory for those of you guys who might be new to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, new to Shane and Jocelyn, new to our brand. We're going to talk about all about your ideas. I'm going to help you vet your ideas right here live on air. And not going to have a PowerPoint today, not going to be any presentations. We're kind of low key here at in the Flipped Lifestyle universe, and I like to talk face to camera. I like to be sitting here and having the conversation with you. We have a Q&A set up for later, so you want to stick around for that. I'll probably give a little presentation here, about 30 minutes during the workshop, and then I want to hear from you. Click that Q&A button. If you hover over the Zoom box, you're going to see Q&A. If you have questions while I'm talking, while I'm going over material, while we're going through the workshop, if you have any questions, go ahead and put those there. And in about 30 minutes, I'm going to do a Q&A and I will answer your questions. You can also talk to Jocelyn. She is in the chat box right now. So if you've got any questions at all, you can ask there in the chat or in the Q&A box. The Q&A box is going to be the easiest place for you to ask those questions so that I can make sure they're all in one place. Okay, so make sure you do that there. And then later on, we're going to show you your next steps. Once you have your idea, we're going to help you take your next steps, figure out where to go next. What do you need to do to take an idea out of your brain and then turn it into an online business? We talk to a lot of people, guys. Thousands and thousands of people listen to our podcast. We talk to dozens and dozens of people out in the real world when we're at live events or we're speaking. And we talk to hundreds of people inside of our community every single month. And we hear a lot of people come up to us and go, man, I've got a great idea for a business. And we're like, yeah, but it's just an idea. And we've met people that I've had this idea for 3, 4, 5 years. And I've got this idea for a great business. And I'm like, what are you doing? As long as it's in your head, it's never going to make you any money. And that's what we want to do today, is not only help you find your idea, not only help you research and vet your idea on the internet to see if it's actually going to have a chance to be successful, but we want you to take your next steps. We want you to take action. We want you to start moving toward that flipped lifestyle and helping you change your future for your family. Okay. Have you ever thought of the question, where do all these ideas come from? Have you ever looked at somebody maybe me and Jocelyn, maybe somebody else, and thought, man, how did they come up with that idea for that business? How did they do it? How did they take that idea and make it a reality? How did they do that? Have you ever thought that before? Let me ask you if you've ever asked yourself this question: will my idea work? Can I do that too? Like, have you ever looked at like me and Jocelyn, or listened to our podcast, or, you've heard one of the hundreds of guests, real members of the Flip Your Life community that we've had on our show, and they talk about their ideas, and you're like, man, that's a great idea, but I've got an idea. Maybe it's different than theirs. Maybe it's similar to theirs, but will my idea work? Like, will this work for me? Is there something special about them? Did they do something different? Is their idea better? What about my idea? I think it's a great idea. I see people doing something similar, but will it work for me? These are the questions that everybody wrestles with right before they take action and become successful, okay? Some people out there, millions and millions of people, probably 80% of the world is just going about their daily life, going about their business, and either something has not happened to them bad enough to pursue something else, or they've not been inspired enough to pursue something else. But a small group of people like me and Jocelyn, people like everybody here on this call, everybody watching this video, if you're checking this out on the replay later, everybody in the Flip Your Life community have taken that step towards something different, have taken that step toward the future, and they've thought about an idea, or they've at least started trying to come up with something to make their life different, something to pursue, something to take advantage of all this technology that we have, the internet, and the way it lets us make a living online. And they've started moving toward a better future for their family. I was actually just at my mom and dad's this morning. I dropped the kids off at school, and I went by to see my mom and dad and have a cup of coffee with them. So I go in, my dad's watching the news. He does that before he goes in to the office. He's in his late 70s, and he still goes to work every single day. He's an awesome guy. And so my mom and dad are sitting there, and my dad pulled out this newspaper article, and it was when he moved his office from this little bitty shack. It was about as big as this room is where my dad started his insurance agency. And he moved it to a bigger location back in like 1995, 96. Maybe it was a little bit earlier than that. It could have been 95. I'm trying to think when I was a sophomore or junior in high school. Well, anyway, it was about 1995, somewhere in there, plus or minus a year. And I was looking at this cutout. He had the actual newspaper. It was all yellowed and old, and it looked so amazing. And I looked over, and there was an article on the back of this thing. And I started reading it, and it said the federal government had just passed an initiative to get the internet into every school so that every kid could get on the internet, because the internet was just emerging. It was just becoming this thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. Like, this is when the government started investing into infrastructure and building internets, and then cell phones come out. And now every single one of us have a cell phone in our hand every single day. And we are connected to 4 or 5 billion other people on the internet. And all we have to do is take our idea and put it on the internet. And if we can get that in front of 100 people, and maybe those people pay us $50 a month, then all of a sudden we're making $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year, and you're making a living on this internet thing, this thing that didn't even exist 20, 25 years ago, this opportunity. And it's sitting there right in front of all of us. Everybody has the same access to put their products online, to take their ideas out of their head and get them into the real world. And some people are going to do that, and some people aren't. The majority are probably not going to do it. The minority are. So I'm really just want to say, before we even get started here, thank you for being here. Thank you for even thinking about ideas. Thank you for pursuing your ideas. You're doing stuff that most people in the world aren't even trying to do. And if you'll just take your idea, research it a little bit, and then take that leap of faith, you might be able to make your entire living online too. Okay? All right, so let's start the workshop. Let's get this going. I'm going to type a question over here. It's why. The first thing I want to know is, why are you trying to come up with an idea? Okay. Why are you thinking about changing your life? Why are you thinking about starting an online business? Some people would say, hey, play it safe, go get a job, or tough it out and stick through it till retirement. Like, why are you doing this? If you want to share, maybe you can share why you want to start an online business, why you're looking for this idea. I know some people in here, I've talked to you personally offline and on, and I know some of you have been wrestling with coming up with an idea for a while now. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to? Because That's usually what makes people go from I have an idea to I turned my idea into an online business and I'm making money online. So I see Amy wrote, a regular job is not going to get me where I want to be in the time frame I want it to happen. That's an amazing why, Amy. An absolutely amazing why. And Mike says, I want to match my passion to my profits. That's an amazing why, man. That's an awesome why. And everybody's going to have a different why. Everybody's going to have a different reasons. But if you're not running towards something or running away from something, you're sitting still, right? Like that's how you turn your idea into an actual business is you latch onto it and you go and actually do something with it. And most people who are sitting still and just like playing the status quo, taking it easy, playing the safe road, are never going to take their idea out of their head and put it into reality. You've got to be running towards something or you got to be running away from something. So even if you didn't share your idea a second ago, tell me if you're running towards something. Maybe it's a goal, or tell me if you're running away from something. Are you running away from like a bad situation at work? Are you running away from, financial instability? Are you running away from debt? You're trying to get out of debt. Like, are you running away? A little of both. Amy said, I'm doing a little of both. I totally understand that. I've been there before. Like, what are you running away from something or towards something? But either way, you're one or the other, right? You're running away or you're running toward, or you wouldn't be here. Okay. So everybody in this room, everybody watching this replay, everybody watching this training, this workshop today has something that you're running away from, something you're running toward. You have a why. And that's what's going to take you to the next step and let you take that idea and make something happen. Those of you who have heard our story before, you know that we were definitely running away from something. Jocelyn and I have a little boy named Isaac, and we have a little girl named Anna Jo. And our why was definitely running away from something. We were running away from a really bad situation where our son was at a daycare every day. Anybody in here use daycare? Take your kids to daycare? You drop them off at daycare, you go to work, you come pick them up. And you ever feel that little guilty kind of situation where you're like, oh man, I hate dropping my kid off every day, but I got to go pay the bills, right? I wish I could be with my kid. I wish I could control my time with my kids. Well, we were doing the daycare thing. We were school teachers. I was teaching social studies and coaching football. My wife, Jocelyn, was an elementary school librarian. And we were doing the daycare thing, and we actually found out that the people at our daycare center were mistreating our son. They were punishing him by locking him in a bathroom for hours and hours at a time. And when we found this out, all these things came to a head. One morning, I had to go into work and ask for the day off to deal with this situation. My son, I'd placed him in a location where he could only be there for a couple hours. And it was at my little girls' daycare center, but they only took babies. So Isaac was too old to be there. They didn't have a permit, and they said, hey, you got time to run to work and run back, but we can't keep him all day. So I went to work, and I asked my boss for the day off. And the principal that was on staff at that time, she was an assistant principal, looked at me and said, no, you cannot go have the day off. I don't have a sub. I don't have time to help you in your classroom. You're going to have, if your son is not in immediate danger, you're going to have to deal with your personal problems after work. I know your son needs you, but I need you too. Okay. Your job needs you too. And I made a decision in that moment that I would never give someone so much control over my life because they paid me a paycheck, because they bought me some health insurance. I made the decision at that point that I was going to come up with an idea, and I was going to go make a living on my own, and I was going to become and stay self-employed. And eventually I would get to the point where when my son needed me, I didn't have to ask anybody permission to be there. That's my why. That is our why. That's what we were running from. And we were running toward that freedom that would give us that control and give us that power over our life to be there for Isaac and Anna Jo. Okay. So it didn't happen overnight, just like you. Maybe you've been wrestling with this. Maybe you've had an idea and you've been thinking about it for a while, and you've been watching other people succeed, and you've been trying to figure out if you could do it, if this was for you. Okay. Just like you, I was driving in my car every day to work, listening to podcasts. I was looking things up on the internet, trying to come up with an idea. But real world businesses, brick and mortar businesses, were too expensive. MLMs are scams, and I didn't want to go down that road of harassing all my friends on Facebook. And I just couldn't figure out an idea. And then one day, I was on a lawnmower mowing my grass, and I listened to a podcast where a guy talked about sending people a study guide for a test, and he charged them $49 for that PDF. And he would email it to them. They would send him $49 on PayPal, and he would email this back to them. And I stopped on that lawnmower and I jumped off and I said, this is it. We can come up with an idea. We can take our God-given talents, the things that we know. We can take our God-given experiences, the things that we've been through in life, and we can turn them into digital products, and we can send them to people on the internet. We can record courses. We can start forums and communities. We can teach people other things to help them go to the next level in whatever they do. And we can do the same thing, and we can make money online. So I started talking to Jocelyn. We started wrestling with ideas. And maybe 4, 5, 6 months later, we figured out that we had all the tools right in front of us to start an online business. Jocelyn's idea was to take what she was doing at school. She was an elementary librarian. Elementary librarians have to teach every day, just like other teachers do. And they may have first graders, second graders, third graders, fourth graders, fifth graders. It takes hours and hours of time at night, on the weekends, time away from your family to plan these lessons. And Jocelyn said, hey, if I'm looking for lessons online, maybe other elementary librarians are. Every elementary school in the country's got a librarian. Maybe I could make lesson plans for those elementary librarians. I could sell them a membership, maybe $49, $50 a month, and they would log in to get their lessons every day so that they didn't have to work at night. And so they could teach their kids the things they needed to know, and they would be happier because of it. I could do something for them, take my knowledge and experience. They could pay me for that material. So Jocelyn takes elementarylibrarian.com. She starts making lesson plans. She starts working and building an audience, building social media. She gets her idea out of her head and onto the computer and then online. And she goes out and launches to a list of just a couple hundred people. And she made almost $3,000 that month. In the first month that we ever launched, it was like $2,600, something like that. Like, it was amazing. Like, that was as much money as one of us brought home as school teachers. And we did it just by taking our knowledge and experience, creating something and putting it out on the internet. That business, 13 months later, as we stacked money and we grew that business, allowed us to quit our full-time jobs. And then we said, but can we repeat this? Can anybody do it? Can we do it again? So I started thinking, like, well, what other products could we create? So we created a history teacher website. We did the same thing, rinse and repeat. Then I was like, hey, I'm a football coach. I'm not a good football coach. I've never been a state championship. I've never been undefeated. But you know what? I know the game, and I think that I could help new coaches. So I created and started selling playbooks, football coaches all around the country. Just started taking these ideas and planning them out into the world. And all of a sudden we started making more and more and more money. We started building more and more and more momentum, and everything we started working. And it just kept going. Get your idea, turn it into a product, sell it online. Boom, grow an audience, you've got it. So those were our ideas. We had our why. We had ideas. We went out and did it, and that's what let us quit our job. That's what led to the flipped lifestyle where we are today, where we now help other families start, build, and grow their own online business so they can find the freedom that we have, all because we not only had an idea, but we went out and we did something with it, right? We discovered and focused on our God-given talents and experiences to create our business so that we could be successful. And that's all you've got to do. When we're going to go through right now in a second, I'm going to help you come up with your ideas. We're going to talk about your ideas. We're going to vet ideas, right? And look at them online to see if you can make money online. I'm going to show you how, we weren't just guessing and throwing mud on the wall all the time. We said, hey, are there people looking for lesson plans? We looked at the search results, and yes, there were. Are there other people out there selling lesson plans? Yes, there were. Are there other people creating playbooks and football products? There were. So we went out and we made sure we researched it first to say, hey, there is a market for this, but we've got to go out, we've got to take the chance, and we've got to make it happen. Okay? All right. So tell me real quick, we're going to get into this. I'm going to actually pick a few people here in a few minutes, and we're going to vet some ideas. We're actually going to look at some different ideas. We're going to talk about ideas. Like, tell me if you already have your idea. I want to know what it is. Go ahead and put it in the chat box. I've got some questions. I see your questions. I will get to your questions and answer those questions here in just a few minutes. But tell me your idea. Go ahead and just real quick, a sentence, a paragraph, whatever it is. Just tell me your idea in a nutshell. And if you don't even have an idea, just put, I don't have an idea. I don't even have an idea. I don't know what I'm doing. and I need some help. I'm going to be opening a couple browser windows over here because I'm going to go and screen share a little bit here in just a few minutes to help you guys with your ideas. All right. But an idea in itself for an online business has to be something that you can turn into a digital product. You can do physical products. You can mail people stuff. I actually have a print newsletter. I actually do have a physical business where I email this newsletter to people every single month. Not selling this today. I'm just showing it to you. But like I actually do have a physical business. Same thing. It's an online business, but it's information, it's knowledge, it's training, it's coaching, it's things you can teach people how to do with tutorial videos, just like you'd watch on YouTube or something like that. Okay. Let's see. Joanne Westbrook said the print newsletter is the bomb, by the way. Thank you very much. Let's see. I think that's Maria. Oh, whatever. The ideas are flowing and they are flowing fast. All right. Let me read a few of these ideas here. All right. I see a lot. Hold on a second. My browser's not working. All right. I got my windows pulled up here. All right, so let's look at a couple of these ideas. Got a background in ministry, successfully building several ministries. I want to consult female ministry leaders, help to structure their ministries. Awesome. See, that's a perfect idea for a digital product. You have training, you have community calls, workshops where you can talk to them. You can mentor people, and people will pay for stuff like that. Ironman coaching and mindset training. I think that's Tyler. I can't see here. Let me make my window bigger so I can see people's names. Okay. These are all amazing ideas. Ironman coaching and mindset training. That's amazing. Like Tyler, I think it's Tyler. Imagine if you could get 100 people to pay you $50 a month to train them for 6 months to run an Ironman, right? Because it's going to take time to run a marathon or do an Ironman or something like that. Like that's a lot of retention. That's like making. I mean, you just get and somebody's starting a new training regimen for an Ironman every single week. That's awesome. I help teachers learn how to teach online. Crystal Harper, it's a great idea. Let's see, Rhonda, create keepsake products and inspirational information for those who want life to make life matter, even the messy parts. That's so funny. When I was at my mom and dad's this morning, we were just talking about that, like how in the modern world, we don't really keep keepsakes anymore. We don't really take care of physical pictures. We don't keep the newspaper clippings as much as we used to. We take pictures of them and file them away somewhere in Dropbox, right? Like that's an amazing, amazing idea. I was just talking about that this morning. Let's see. Help brick and mortar business owners create a memorable experience in store and make more money. Hey, that is an awesome product. Like it basically like when the customer opens the door until they check out in the cash register and leave the door, you teach people how to do that because a lot of businesses don't know how to do that. I went into a gas station yesterday. Jocelyn and I went to a field trip. We took yesterday off, just decided not to work, and went to a field trip with Anna Joe. We went on a hike out in the woods. It was really cool. We were driving back, and I went into a gas station. And like, some gas stations are like really nice and bright and well lit. And you go get your coffee and you do your thing and whatever. This place looked like a third world dungeon that was like, ready, like in Mad Max. Like it was like the world had ended and this was the only place left. And they had one rack of Doritos left in the world. And you had to go fight someone for them. Like it was very scary. So, like stuff like that really matters. My idea is to create Bible journaling products. Awesome, downloadable, and a physical product. That'd be a great physical product. Let's see. Gabrielle says, military enlistment test. Oh, it's a test. ASVAB training and study guide. Awesome stuff. Yeah, so many. Look at all these ideas. Y'all came in here thinking, I don't have an idea. Will my idea work? I don't know. But those are all great ideas. But that's all they are. Right now, they're text in that chat box. Right now, they're neurons snapping and firing in your brain until you do something with them and take action with them. So what is holding you back? What is holding you back right now? Okay. Like why haven't you? I'm asking you a question. I want to know. Tell me in the chat. You've got these great ideas. Tell me why you're not taking action on them yet. Tell me why you haven't done that yet. Okay. Why are you not doing this? All right. So Jessica says, because it may flop. It may. All of our businesses could have failed. That's true. That is true, though. I get the fear. I hear you, and I totally respect that. But yeah, it could. It very well could. You won't know until you try. All right. Let's see. Instead of all panelists, let's see. Am I doing something? Jocelyn's saying something. All right. She'll handle that. Running my day-to-day business, and I'm afraid to pull away time from that. Mark Cardone. I get that, Mark. Hey, listen, we were school teachers. I was coaching football. I was leaving the house at 6 a.m. I was coming back at 7 p.m. Jocelyn was getting home at like 6. And it was really, really difficult for us to find the time, to make the time. And we had to make some sacrifices, dude. We did. We had to give up some sacrifice. We had to sacrifice some things. We had to get rid of some things. And we had to basically go all in on our business for like a year and a half to make it work. But I totally hear you, dude. I was a time-pressed teacher, time-pressed parent when we started our business, and I totally get that. So Marissa says, I've actually started writing one of my ebooks, and I'm halfway finished. Good job. That's one step closer to your goal, and baby steps will get you closer to your goal. And I have started taking action. Just collected the test print of my first Bible journaling kit, but I need to actually launch it. That's right. That's the next step. You just keep taking those next steps, keep getting the support you need, keep getting out there and doing it. That's what's going to make it happen. So we got a lot of people in the room that are doing some things. We got a lot of people that are not. But one of the biggest things that I hear from you guys in the chat box right now and from our community is they just don't know if it will flop. They don't know what kind of chance they have at success. Okay, so I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you 4 ways that you can check your stuff, to see if it is actually going to have a chance to succeed online. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple of the ideas from earlier, and I'm going to put those into some tools that we use. These are all pretty much free tools that you can use to check to see if people are actually going to be able to buy your product, if you can make money online. All right. We've helped hundreds of people in the Flip Your Life community start, build, and grow successful online businesses. We have hundreds and hundreds of success stories in the Flip Your Life community in our success forums. And the biggest thing that we do is we help people get their idea, research their idea, create their product, and launch their product, right? And then market their product. So what I want to help you guys do today is take all these ideas. You guys everybody here, I think, has some kind of idea floating around. And I want to look and help you do that. And then I want to talk to you a little bit about some of these mindset issues holding you back here in a few minutes. Okay, so let me scroll back up. All right. So let's see. All right, let's talk about. I like this Army one. I like this the ASVAB military enlistment test. So Gabrielle, you're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how we would research an idea and see if it would make any money online. I've never seen this idea before from Gabrielle. I have no idea what's about to show up on this, and we're going to talk about that soon. Hey, you guys that are putting in, like, I have 0 lists. I see you, Jessica, and my idea is super pigeonholed. I want you to go put those in the Q&A so I can get to those in a few minutes. Tell me, take all of those objections, all of those things that you have, all those questions, and I want you to put those in the Q&A, okay? And I'm going to get to those in just a minute. But right now I'm going to take Gabrielle's idea, and I'm going to research this. So I'm going to try and share my screen with you guys real quick. Let me go over to where I'm at. Okay. All right. That is let's see. Now, can you see my screen? Let me know that. Can you see my screen? Can you see everything inside the screen? I want to view my chat. Can I view my chat while I'm doing this? Let's see. Chat box. Yes, I can. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Can you see my screen? All right. So the first thing I want you to do when you're researching an idea is I want you to go to Amazon.com. All right. This is free for everybody. Everybody can use this. Everybody can see this. Do you all see Amazon.com on my screen right now? Okay. All right. All right. Yes. All right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use the search results in Amazon.com to give us some clues. Success leaves clues. And we want clues that our idea is actually doing something in the marketplace. So I'm just going to start with this ASVAB military enlistment test, and I'm going to type this in. Okay, so here's what I see immediately, and I'm going to talk straight to Gabrielle here because this is her idea. I'm seeing study guides being sold for this already. That's a good thing. Somebody has already took the time to write these study guides, to write and create these flashcards, to write these books. And here's another thing I love to see. They're charging for these resources. That means that there are people creating in the marketplace and they are selling stuff somewhere. And look at this. They've got 93 reviews, 125 reviews, 175 reviews. Success leaves clues, and it's paid for reviews, right? We've got reviews right here. We've got paid products out in the marketplace. There is 100% a market for this product. Okay. Now, so this one, I'm going to click on one of these, just look at it. We've got right down here, we've got an actual study guide that already exists. There is a pie in the marketplace. You just have to get a piece of the pie, right? So that's the first tip I want you to do. Everybody right now, open a different browser. Open a separate browser. Don't close the window. You'll get kicked out of here, okay? And I want you to go open a browser, and I just want you to think of like a keyword, okay? Like for your thing, and see if there's a book about it. Let me tell you something. Books are not an easy project, even self-published ones. If it takes months, sometimes years, to write a book, get it published, get it online, and then to get someone to actually buy it, like that's a huge clue if there's books about your marketplace, and especially if there's books written by multiple authors, okay? Then you've got a good clue that you've got some success, okay? All right, so go and type that in. Everybody just type it in Amazon real quick and see, hey, wow, there's a book about my idea. And let me preface everything else I'm about to say by competition is a great thing. If there are already people in the marketplace making money with a similar idea to yours, that's the best thing you could ever find. Never be afraid of competition. Remember, you only need 100 people to give you $50 in a month to make $60,000 a year. You only need 200 people out of the billions of people on the internet to make a living online, okay? So competition is a great, great thing. Look up your ideas, and if you got any questions, you can drop them in the Q&A as you're finding that. Okay, so tip number one for researching your idea is just see if books are written about it and see if they're selling. If they are, you need to take action on your idea. You need to do it right now because other people are making your money in the marketplace right now, and you need to go get it because a lot of people are going to like your book better, like your product better. They're going to like your stuff better, okay? All right, Gabrielle, awesome stuff, okay? All right, so let's go on. I'm going to go back to my screen share here. All right, tip number 2, tell me when you see my screen. Let me know when you see my screen. Make sure I got everybody on the same page here, all right? And Joss and I still do this today. This is still how we research our ideas, okay? Hey, Mark, if you've got 1 or 2 books, you're good, okay? Doesn't have to be a bunch of people. It's just a clue, all right? We're looking for clues, not confirmation, all right? I'm going to write that down in the chat. Clues, not confirmation, okay? Because when let me come back on screen here real quick. I want to talk to you all about this. That's a great point, Mark. So Mark said he didn't find a lot of books. Mark, put what you searched for in the book, and I'll jump into Amazon here in a minute and look it up for you. When we searched through this same process for elementary librarian, there was almost nothing, right? There was a few scattered things on Amazon. There was barely any search results, and there wasn't many people selling anything for elementary librarian. But there was a need for it. And I'm going to give you another tip here in just a second to show you the second phase. Like we've looked at the commercial side. Now we're going to look at the customer side and see if people are looking for the information, right? It's one thing that people are providing it, but are people looking for it? And we found that people were looking for it once we did our research, okay? So these are phases. If you found a few books, you're good. We're going to show you the next step, see if people are looking for it. You may have found a blue ocean, a place where there is a need for a product, but nobody's selling it. That could be the best thing that ever happened to you, okay? All right, so what we're going to do, let's see, Mark, go put it in the Q&A. Put it in the Q&A, and I'll jump in yours here in a second. Back to Gabrielle. We're having fun. Let's get after it. All right, so the next thing that we would do, all right, is I would go over to the Google Keyword Tool, okay? So I'm going to click over here to the Google Keyword Planner. This is a little more advanced tool. You do have to set up an account with Google AdWords. Jocelyn, if you could put Google AdWords in the chat for me, that'd be awesome. And you do have to get access to this tool, and you need to be running ads. I have turned ads off right now because I wanted it to look like someone who wasn't spending any money on the platform. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to now check and see if people are looking for this information. So I'm going to take that same topic that we typed in to Amazon, and I'm going to look at actual data here, to see if people are searching for this in Google. Google indexes every search you make, and Google gets billions of searches a day. So we're going to see if if real people, not sellers, but buyers, are looking hungry for this information about the ASVAB test for military indoctrination or whatever. All right, so look at this. the exact words ASVAB test are searched for up to 100,000 times a month. An ASV practice test, Gabrielle, 10,000 to 100,000 times a month. Now, if you buy an ad, these get more specific. But I wanted to just show you there's a range here. We are 100% positive just from this data. Practice ASVAB, ASVAB for Dummies, ASVAB study guide. This is being searched for. Average monthly searches, right? Hundreds of thousands. There is a deep, powerful, huge, hungry market for this thing, right? So now we've got this confirmation, all right? We've got creators creating products in this market, Gabrielle. We've got buyers searching for information, for anything they can find about this product. What if you had a free practice test that you could give them? You think somebody would give you an email for that and you could start building an email list? Heck yeah, they would. You just have to put it out there, right? We've got tons of search, tons of people, lots of people looking for it, lots of people creating for it. You've just got to get your piece of the pie. And always remember this. Almost every piece of content that we know in our minds is free on Wikipedia, right? If you really wanted to do something, you could go figure it out, but you got to search for it. It's time consuming. And people don't want random information. They want to be led. They want a community leader that cares about them to come in and help them take their next steps. They want content that's curated perfectly in order so that they can take their next steps. And they want a community of people that are interested in the same thing as they are. Like if you're taking this ASVAB test, wouldn't you rather take it like with a group of people that you can study together and you can work together so you all pass it and you all get into the military? Like that's what they want. So we've confirmed now your idea has creators creating. And now we've kind of got some clues that they're making sales because they're making some money. We had reviews on the Amazon book, right? And then we've got people actually searching for this idea, okay? All right, so now, here's what we're going to do. One more tip. This is like the third thing that I like to do for this, okay? And let me get my screen share back going here, okay? All right. So what we're going to look for, once I get everything pulled up and typed in. Okay. All right. I'm going to share my screen again. As soon as you see my screen, say, I see your screen. Okay. As soon as you see my screen again, let me know. Okay. All right. Once you can see the screen, let me know you can see the screen. I'm going to teach you how to do this. It's an awesome tip. All right. I can see the screen. I see that. All right. Good. All right. So I'm going to go back one page here. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Go to Google. Everybody's got Google. Everybody's got Google. Look at Google, and we're just going to type in one of those words we found. Remember when we looked at the keyword, people were looking for practice tests and AVSAB study guides. That's interesting. Let's look at study guides. Watch this. I'm just going to do a simple, free Google search, and I'm going to go bam. Now, so here you can see the results come up. Like there's a lot of results for this. We got some other words that we can research, like related searches. But here's the most important thing on this page, okay? And it's at the top. Ad. This search term has ads. What that means is that not only is someone creating information about this idea, not only are customers searching for information about this idea, but there are people making enough money online off this idea that they're spending some of that money on ads. They are this is so profitable. They are investing their money back. And not just one, two, three. That's awesome. There are people competing in this space because there's so much money to be made for this study guide. So once you confirm that people are looking for your idea, once you confirm that people are putting in the time to create products already for the idea, and then once you are confirmed that people are actually spending money back into the marketplace about your idea, you've got a good idea. The only thing that's holding you back is you taking the next step. You building a platform to sell your idea. You creating the product so that people can have something to exchange for their money for your idea, and you building an audience around your version of that idea, because that's all online business is, guys. It's your version. It's your spin on things that probably already exist, right? You are here at this web. Why are you here? Somebody tell me why you're here. Why did you sign up for Shane and Jocelyn Sam's Flipped Lifestyle free idea workshop? Not like, how did you hear about us? How do you know about us? Like, why do you like us? Like, this is our version of online business. Like, we like memberships. We love people. We love building communities. Like, you heard us on another podcast, right? Like, and you liked us, so you came on down and got to know us a little better. Like, the same thing will happen to you. Do you know why people liked my football coaching business? They loved it because I wasn't Nick Saban. They liked it because I wasn't some state championship coach. They came because I was a guy like them. I had lost games. I had losing seasons. I had turned around a program and we won 8 games and it was the best season in school history. And we were proud of that, right? Like, they wanted that for them. Okay. That's why people bought my playbook over the college football coach world champions playbook, because they said, hey, you know what? This guy's like me. He goes to practice every day and he looks around and his running backs are slow and his linemen are not so fit, right? And he goes out and he tries to win with that on Friday nights, and I'm trying to do the same thing. And this guy did it. He went from 0-10 and through his career 8-2, right? So like, how do I do that? How do I do that too? I was more like them. They related to me better, so they bought my product over the big guys, right? And just like we found these competitors, that's why people will buy your product, because of your God-given talents, of your God-given experience, of your God-given personality. When you inject that into a product that can solve their problem, and you get it out of your head, you let that idea pass through your lips and your fingertips, and it becomes a course, or it becomes an ebook, or it becomes something that a blog post. It becomes something that you can actually deliver. That's called a deliverable, right? And now that you can give that deliverable and they can send you money back, right? They can pay you month after month and year after year, and you can create an online income. You can become and stay self-employed because you researched your idea and you said, hey, this is not a guarantee that I'm going to succeed, but by God, it's a chance that I can succeed and I can make my future better for my family. And I've been shown the path. I just have to walk the path and try, right? And I got to go get a piece of that pie. Then you're going to be able to go and build something like me and Jocelyn have built here in Flip Lifestyle, here at elementarylibrarian.com. Here, we're not just coaches, right? We're not life coaching here, people. We're here. We are hardcore business people. We are entrepreneurs, and we teach other entrepreneurs how to change their family's future in the same way we did through elementarylibrarian.com, ushistoryteachers.com, coachxo.com, my old football playbooks, all the stuff at prolificmonthly.com. We have multiple businesses, and every online business we have now, we're cookie cutter them and they're working. We have hundreds of people in our Flip Your Life community doing the same thing on their ideas. All right, y'all, that is all the time we have for today's Flipped Lifestyle podcast. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. I hope that I helped you overcome some mindset challenges. I hope I helped you break through some fears. I hope that I helped you leap over some obstacles that are holding you back from your online dream. It is our mission here at Flipped Lifestyle to help as many families as possible find the freedom that we have through online business and membership websites. We would love to help you take your next steps toward building a better future for your family by giving you 100% free access to our entire training program, the Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint. This is the exact step-by-step process that we use to start, build, and grow our own online business, create stable, predictable income, quit our full-time jobs, and become and stay self-employed. The Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint will help you find your idea, research that idea to make sure it can make money online, create your product, and launch your membership site into the world. We've helped thousands of people through the Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint, and we believe we can help you and your family too. To get 100% free access to the Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint, all you have to do is go to flippedlifestyle.com/free. That's FLIPPED, lifestyle.com/FREE. Fill out a short information form and you will have access today. This is not a starter kit. This is the entire Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint, and it is designed to help you start,
build, launch, and grow your membership from scratch. There are people out there charging thousands of dollars for similar programs, but you can get the entire Flipped Lifestyle Blueprint for free today. Hey, thanks again for listening to today's episode of the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. Can't wait to come back into your earbuds again next time. Until then, get out there, take action, and do whatever it takes to flip your life. We'll see you then.